focus on plant-based diet. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Senji. Please go ahead.
Hi Barton, it's really great to be here. Hi everyone. My name is Sangeeta Nand and I am so excited to be part of this climate action revolution. I'm the CEO of Eat Kind Corporation, which is a nonprofit that I started to address the importance of a plant-based diet for the environment. So for those of you who don't know what plant-based is, it's like the vegan vegetarian diet where you focus on removing animal sources of protein, dairy, all these kinds of products from your lifestyle as well as your diet to enhance the environment and obviously contribute to sustainable causes. So I've been vegan now for about 3 years, and before that I was vegetarian for all my life. And it started from the ethical standpoint, but as I read more about it, I found out the amount of carbon emissions that go into the environment because of the meat that we consume, especially in the United States. So I took an active initiative in my community to educate individuals on the benefits of a plant-based diet. And so I have my own YouTube channel. I interview people from around the world who are vegans, famous people, and they all tell me that the impact that a plant-based diet has had on their own personal well-being. First of all, it's better for your body. It helps you lose weight. It keeps you focused on your tasks. But it's really helpful for the environment. So notably, eating a vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based diet has several positive impacts, such as reducing water wastage, slowing down deforestation, and reducing carbon emissions. And these are some of the benefits. And so I've taken it upon myself to work with local communities in my community centers, religious centers, through seminars and workshops and cooking events. So I showcase plant-based recipes, vegan recipes that can be easily integrated into our diets, because a lot of people don't know what a plant-based diet is. So it's really great to see. And then sort of my nonprofit's mission, Eat Kind Corporation, is creating a healthier world. And I'm so excited to be doing that with Mother Earth Project. And just to give you sort of a perspective, just 100 companies are responsible for 71% of carbon emissions. So when you think about that, only 100 companies in the world, and they're primarily oil companies, but some of the ways that we can reduce this impact is the type of either looking at sustainable sources of meat, if you do eat meat, cutting down the amount of meat that you eat, or completely eliminating it from your diet. So how can you help, right? There's a chain reaction. So if you have a recipe that you really like that's plant-based, you go in your community and you take that recipe and give it to other people, and they start eating it. They're like, oh, actually, I don't really need meat. And then you can educate them. So a meat eater actually has about twice as much carbon emissions as a vegan. So 3.3 tons of carbon emission a year, while a vegan has just under half of that, with 1.5 tons of carbon dioxide emission. So let's say if you eat beef every single day, that's equivalent to 26 kilograms of CO2, and that's the amount of CO2 that it actually takes to travel from Boston to Norway. So that's without even considering the implications of how that food is produced. 574 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions are released in the United States each year, and 56 metric tons in Canada. So sort of our mission now to focus on is how you can practice activism with what you eat. Activism extends to climate strikes, it extends to the art that we've made. I see Barton has the Save the Earth sign behind him. And there's activism with what you practice, what you eat, the types of products that you buy, not supporting fast fashion, and all these other things. So really our environmental impact is off of the food that we eat, and how can you contribute to reducing these emissions, and how can you incorporate more plant-based foods into your diet so that we can have a better planet. And just in the chat box, I'll attach my nonprofit's website if you'd like to learn more. Thank you all for listening, and I really hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Sanjeet. That was great, and this is a very, very important topic. There's so much to learn about this topic, about basically agriculture that supports the cattle industry, and there's so much to talk about. And we're actually going to have Sanjeet in the next month or two come back for a longer presentation and more information for those who want to learn more about what a plant-based, the effects, the positive effects that one could have on the environment by having a plant-based diet. I personally, it took me about 3 years to become a vegetarian and then a vegan, and it was not an easy process, and but it happened, and it just happened naturally. And I guess my inspiration was Novak Djokovic, who's the #1 tennis player in the world, and I figured, as a tennis player myself, if he can be such a good player with that type of diet, why can't I? And so that's an inspiration. Thank you, Sanjeet. Okay, I don't know whether Andrew Mohammed can speak.